My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. And to read my writing and to see my latest CNN appearances and my MSNBC appearance from last year, you can go to hagoodman.com. In this segment, I'm going to discuss my humble view that the FBI should move sooner rather than later regarding its investigation and regarding whether or not to recommend indictments for Hillary Clinton or for her top aides to the Department of Justice. Number one, of course, I'm a huge Bernie Sanders supporter, and there are millions and millions of Bernie Sanders voters and supporters around the country. And there are millions of independent voters, and there are millions of Republicans who need to find out whether or not Hillary Clinton will face indictment. Okay, the nation needs to find out. For Bernie supporters, for Bernie Sanders supporters, and for the Democratic Party, people need to find out if the potential nominee, if Hillary Clinton, if she actually wins the primary, right, and she becomes nominee, we all need to find out if the FBI will recommend criminal indictments for Clinton or her top aides for the private server and the emails and the cloud servers and the 22 top secret emails and the 2,100 classified emails and the fact that she deleted 30,000 emails. And the fact that half of her 60,000 emails were private, which is insane to me to begin with. The world is in flames and half of her emails are private emails. So that should tell you something about a future Clinton presidency. But number one, in my humble view, and I'll respect the FBI regardless. Look, if the FBI recommends indictment or if the FBI does not recommend indictment, even though I'm a huge Bernie Sanders supporter, and everybody knows this, I'll still respect the FBI. But we do need to know. Bernie Sanders supporters, the Democratic Party, Republicans, independent voters, the whole nation needs to know. Because it wouldn't be fair. Right? It wouldn't be fair, definitely wouldn't be fair to the Democratic Party, because then you'd have a Republican presidency just by virtue of Clinton facing possible jail time. So we all need to know before June. Hopefully you can make that happen, FBI, but if not, no problem. But if not, then the second thing is this, a potential Clinton presidency. So if, for example, the FBI investigation goes past Election Day, and let's say Hillary Clinton wins, and I say this with all due respect, and this is really with all due respect, the FBI and every other intelligence agency, but the FBI will have 4 years of non-stop scandal and controversy. Because if this issue isn't resolved, Hillary Clinton can say, hey, I'm using my own private server again. This sounds ridiculous, but it's Clinton we're talking about. So if nothing wrong was done, right? So Hillary supporters say nothing wrong was done. Other people did it. This is all a witch hunt. If that's true, and then if the FBI says, yes, that's true, nothing wrong was done, then you're looking at 4 years of the same type of thing. You're looking at 4 years of Hillary Clinton as president in the Oval Office, contacting people who aren't even part of the U.S. government for advice. And who knows what she's doing in terms of private emails. Generally, you don't want your president spending half his or her time with private emails. Hillary Clinton, half of her emails as Secretary of State were private. They were supposed to be yoga or wedding planning, according to Clinton, right? So just in terms of ensuring that you're not inundated with constant controversy and with the Republican Party pulling you in every different direction, the FBI should resolve this. Because 4 years of a Clinton presidency will just use resources of the FBI and other intelligence agencies to make sure that Hillary Clinton isn't removing classified documents, putting these top secret intelligence files on unguarded private servers. So it'll be a whole mess. Well, that's number two. The third thing is this: the rule of law. The longer this goes on, the average American who knows something about this whole investigation will say, hey, wait a second, if I were in Hillary Clinton's shoes, they would have already sent me to jail. The average American thinks that already. The average American that knows what's going on. The people who don't even really understand what's going on, a lot of Hillary supporters don't even think the FBI is investigating, right? So the Clinton campaign has done a fantastic job of brainwashing a great many people that the FBI isn't doing anything, and also that Hillary Clinton is more powerful than the FBI. That's another issue. In terms of the rule of law, if Hillary Clinton can get away with 2,100 classified emails saying that they were retroactively classified, therefore it's not fair, which is absolutely ridiculous. Information can be retroactively classified at any point in time. The intelligence community knows this. The courts have upheld this. 22 top secret emails that can't be disclosed to the public on an unguarded private server. These are all issues in addition to the fact that she deleted 30,000 emails without government oversight. And then Clinton says, well, the State Department allowed me. She was the most powerful person at the State Department. No one was going to tell her no. The NSA couldn't even make her stop her from using an unsecured BlackBerry. She asked the NSA. Hillary Clinton said, oh, by the way, I want a BlackBerry like Obama's. The NSA said no. And she said, you know what? You can go do something to yourselves, NSA. I'm going to use my own BlackBerry. So this is the type of person we're talking about. You could have 4 years of this if this investigation isn't resolved. So in terms of the rule of law, the average American will say if there are no political repercussions, and especially if there are no legal repercussions for her top aides or for Clinton, the average American would say, well, you know what? This person was the most powerful politician in the United States of America. Laws do not apply to her. They only apply to, the average person. So the FBI and the future of the rule of law in our nation is at stake. I mean, the FBI is at stake. The future of the rule of law and the perception of how laws relate to everyone. That issue is a big issue. Finally, the future of our country is at stake. So the last thing is this. The future of our country in terms of whether or not we will have a president who's trustworthy. This is a big issue that nobody's talking about. And the FBI could save this nation from a future of endless scandal in which the FBI will have to again perform these year-long investigations. So the sooner we find out whether or not Hillary Clinton broke any laws, the sooner we can prevent a person who is not trustworthy to be president of the United States. We cannot have a person, all politicians, yes, that whole thing, politicians lie. That's fine. Certain politicians always lie. Then there's Hillary Clinton. She's in a league where there's an FBI investigation, a criminal investigation for a year, and people are still voting for Clinton. This is very dangerous. Bernie Sanders is honest. He's not like most politicians. He is an honest individual. He's rational. He has a value system. He doesn't need private servers. That's why I'm only voting for, God forbid, for Bernie Sanders. So the point is this. If Hillary Clinton is elected president, you're looking at potentially a person who can't be trusted politically and also from a moral sense. You don't want somebody who cannot be trusted as president of the United States. In every major poll, Hillary Clinton is viewed as not honest and trustworthy. To wrap it up, I'm only voting for Bernie Sanders in 2016. I would like to know if Hillary Clinton engaged in possible criminal activity. And I hope the FBI can save this nation from a future of endless scandal and from a future of potentially a president who doesn't even trust the U.S. government to store a computer file. If you have a person in the Oval Office who doesn't trust the U.S. government or U.S. government networks and needs her own private server, this is a recipe for potential disaster. So either way, I respect the FBI. If the FBI wants to go past June, I'm just saying that it's going to be very difficult because the Clinton machine will do everything possible to marginalize anything that the FBI discloses from its investigation. So I would suggest, just in my humble way, that the FBI, sooner than later, lets the American public know whether or not Hillary Clinton engaged in potential criminal activity. I'm only voting for Bernie Sanders in 2016, and I appreciate you listening. Thank you.